This is the tutorial for this here skyscraper. We'll be cutting it into multiple parts. Today we will be working on the lobby, and then the next video we will be working on the next set of floors, so on and so forth until we get to the roof. I hope you guys enjoy, and be sure to subscribe. For this tutorial you will only need 8 blocks to start with: Deepslate Bricks, Gray Concrete, Black Stained Glass, block of Quartz, block of Netherite, white concrete, block of iron, and a structure block which you can obtain using commands. To start, you will be needing to make a 48 by 48 square. Good way to keep track is to place a structure block, then go to your X coordinate, type in 48, and go to your Z coordinate, type in 48, then close that out, and you should see a little border around where you should have to build. Just follow that, and when you get to the corners, that's when you stop and you turn. Once you have dug out your square, we're going to come to the corner. You're going to make sure there's a 1 block border. You're going to take your gray concrete and you're going to make an entire border on the inside. It's just 1 block apart from the grass. Once you have that, you're going to take your block of netherite. You're going to count 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You're going to place your block, and you're going to count out 15 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And you're going to place. Then you're going to connect the edges. Once you have that, you're going to take your block of quartz and you're going to fill the inside. Once you have filled out that, you are going to repeat the same process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Build in. Then repeat this process until you have an entire 3x3 grid. Once you have your grid down, you are going to come over to the middle. You're going to take gray concrete. We're going to count 3 blocks from the edge and then 4 blocks from the bottom. Then you're going to build until there's 2 blocks on this edge, and you're going to do the same thing for the other side. Make sure there's 4 blocks, and you should have a rectangle. Then you're going to leave a space for 2 blocks here and 4 by 4 here. You're going to break this, break the 2 in the middle. Then you are going to take your block of iron, and you're just going to place 2 there. we will revisit this. Come to a corner, it could be any corner, and build 4 blocks up. And on the 4th block, we're just going to keep building until you get to the next corner. Then, that should leave you with that. Then, every 2 blocks, you're going to place 1 gray concrete. When you get to the middle of this, of the middle square, leave that open, because that will be your entrance. Then, build everything up. Should look like that when you do it all around. Should have windows. Once you have all your windows down, you're going to take a grass block. Then you're going to fill in the border. You can either do this, and fill it with grass, or another block of your choosing, depending on your surroundings. It does not matter, it's all optional. Once you finish that, then you're going to take your deep slate block. You are going to build 5 blocks tall, and then you're just gonna go all the way to the other corner, where you will build 5 blocks down. Then you are gonna take your deep slate and any gray concrete you see, except for the corners, you will just replace with deep slate on the outside. Should look something similar, or exact, I should say, this. Once you have that down, you're going to repeat it for the other sides until you have that for all 4 sides. Once you have your entire deep slate exterior built, then we're going to move to the inside, where we are going to build our elevator shaft. You are going to keep building around until you have a 4 block tall square with a 2x2 block of iron in the middle. For the same thing, except for the 2x2 will be just air. For this next step, you are going to need Deepslate Bricks, white concrete, white wool, Redstone Lamp, Redstone Dust, Redstone Repeater, a lever, Spruce Planks, and stone brick wall. Come to the inside, place your lever either on the left side or the right side. It does not matter. I will be placing mine on the right side. Then, come over to the corner, make sure there's a little block border, a little 1 block gap. Then, you are going to be filling in the 14 by 14 square with just a block of your choosing. Mine will be wool, because that's what I like to use for ceilings. You're going to build a 2-block border. Then, once you have your 2-block border, you're going to take your redstone lamp. You're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. After you have a 4x2 redstone lamp, then you're going to take 2 blocks and do the same thing on the other side with your redstone lamp. Once you have that down, you are going to build 2-block gap and repeat the same thing that you did originally. In the end, you should have 6 total redstone lamps. Or lamp segments, I should say. These will be your lights. You are going to repeat the process for each one except for the middle. Once you have everything down, you're going to go to these gaps. You're just going to fill them with whatever block you chose to be your ceiling. Me would be white wool. And you're just going to keep filling that in. Once you have everything filled in, then we are going to do a 1 white wool border around the inside of our square that we have created. That way, the netherite is covered up. Then, we are going to take our wool. We're going to build a 1-block border right there. We're going to build 1 block right there. Then, we'll have a 2-block gap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We should have redstone light segment right there. That are 2 blocks away from the border. And you're going to repeat on the same side. On the opposite side, I mean. Just like that. Then, you're going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Once you have everything down, you are going to take any block of your choosing. Me, I will be using Deepslate Bricks. And you're going to place 1 block at the very bottom. And you're just going to build up until you get to... You're going to build up until you get leveled with your ceiling. Then you're going to take gray concrete and build 3 blocks tall. This is 2. You're going to leave a little gap right here for your redstone. On your 3rd layer, we're going to cover that. Fix up the inside. Then you're going to take your redstone dust and just place it all along the deep slate. Now, you can either follow along or skip, but basically, we're just going to be filling the entire. We're going to make sure every light segment is connected with redstone. Now, you are going to branch off into two. We'll go this way. And then, once we get here, we are going to build. So make sure you have this down. Pick a side. I'm going to go to the left side. And you're just going to build all the way along. That way, it covers all the light segments. And you're going to do the same for each one. Forward, then backward. Forward, then backward. And you're going to repeat for the other side too. Forward, then backward. Forward, then backward. Next, we are going to build a small line or straight line that connects all of these. So in the end, your redstone, as of right now, should look like this. Once you have that, you're going to take redstone and go all along right here. Next, grab your redstone repeater, and anytime that there's redstone that needs to be reignited, you're just going to place your redstone repeater there. Until every light in this building is lit up. After you have all the redstone repeaters placed down, we're going to fill in the remaining of the building. And that will conclude for the lobby. Last one. And that's what you should have so far. You can go inside, test out the lights. You can adjust them if you want. We are going to grab Deepslate and build 2 more blocks up. Then take your white concrete and go to the middle and build a border around the Deepslate. Then you should have just a solid white line around the entire building. Once you have that down, you're going to grab your stone brick wall. You're just going to build from the top to the bottom on each side of your door. Then grab your spruce planks and fill in the entire building. Fill in the entire square with spruce planks, except for where your elevator shaft is. Once you have placed your floor down, you are going to go to your stairs. You're going to have one block space. You're going to place it. So it should be one block from your doorway to your stairs. And you're just going to build up, then turn again, and then you should be at the next floor. Then, on the bottom, you are going to just fill in your stairs, the bottom of your stairs with upside down stairs. So that will conclude the tutorial for the lobby. There will be more parts coming soon. Make sure you subscribe so you can see them. I will have a playlist coming soon, and these should be releasing within the following days of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope it was helpful. See you in the next one.